What's going on, Facebook people? Hope everybody's doing good. Me and Big Mama are just locked up a 56 unit literally 10 minutes ago and got on their contract. That's kind of the title of this live, right? Speed kills, right? Business is starting to get really, really good, folks. Right now is the time. Right now is the time to really dig deep if you want to be an investor and you want to play the game of buying everything at a discount and buying everything on sale. And then it's not even always on sale, because this deal that I'm buying, I'm probably paying a premium for it, but it's 56 units and it's in a really good area. And I'm probably paying more than I really want to, but deals like this don't come around, right? So I got to capitalize on it right away, right? I got the deal from a realtor friend of mine, called me and said, hey Chris, I got a 56 units hitting the market in 2 days. I don't want to list it. I know you buy these deals, so I give you the opportunity to buy it for anybody else. So didn't even think twice about it, didn't even try to beat him down. Well, actually I did try to beat him down, but once he told me he had 3 other people lined up, he was gonna call after me, I just said, hey, I'll take it, right? Because I know it's all lot rent, right? But I know over time I can convert all 53 or 56 units back into all trailer park-owned mobile home park and get that baby up to like, 40-something thousand a month. But anyway, that's not the point of this live. But the point of the live is speed, speed, speed. I don't think about stuff, and I ain't got to analyze a deal. I ain't got to sit there and overthink and sit there and make sure that the sun, moon, and stars line up. No, I move. I move with certainty and I move with speed, right? Because I know what I want. And you should know what you want, especially when you're looking for deals, right? Because the deals are going to be so plentiful. I can't see their comments, Mama, so if you want to...
They're just saying, hey, what's up?
If you want to get in the game right now of real estate, I'm telling you, the opportunities like this only come around maybe 10, 15, 20 years, right? Last opportunity was like this was, 10 years ago, 12 years ago in 2008. I wasn't in a financial position to really crush it back then and buy up a bunch of stuff. I was just entering the market of real estate, starting to, buy a few deals here and there, but I was not like I was right now, where I got, access to private money, really great relationships with the banks. I know how to find all the deals, go off market. Guys, I'm telling you, right now is go time. Put your shoulder pads and helmet on, folks. Get in the game. Get in the game. I'm telling you, you'll thank me later. I told myself in 2008, when this happens again, because I saw a lot of people with a lot of money, a lot more money than me, started buying up all kind of stuff, and those people are set for life now. Built massive financial wealth, right? You know who's a guy that talks about this all the time is Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki talks about all this, a lot of this. He says, man, in 2008, that was the best time of my life. I got so rich, I got so wealthy. Because why? Most people over leveraged. A lot of people didn't know how to buy right? Right now is going to be the time to buy. Bring me your questions. Bring me your...
Dustin just said, what do you recommend if you're wanting to get in but don't have much cash liquid right now?
You have to use the hustle muscle. You got to use that hustle muscle. You're going to have to go, driving for dollars, networking, picking up the phone and making a bunch of cold calls, bandit signs, like all the stuff that doesn't cost a lot of money. You're going to have to hit it hard, right? Or buy my course. If you want to buy my courses, you want to just buy my course, it's $500, right? You don't get none of my help, but you get 24 hours of content on everything I do, right? So business, I've seen an extreme uptick in leads, extreme, right? People are like, don't get me wrong, the past 3-4 months before that, was slow, right? COVID-19 scared everybody. People were not wanting to move out of their house, where they're going to catch the Rona. And I think now people are realizing that it's not as bad as as the media told them it was going to be, and they're starting to sell their house and move on and go other places. So I'm telling you, as a friend and as an ally, if you want to make the best financial decision of your life, if you want to be a true investor, you got to go all in right now while everybody's trying to get out. This is go time. This is where the players come out to play and dominate. And folks, I'm a player. I say that with the most humility, but you come play on my field. I'm here to win. I don't play to be nice. I play to win. I'm going out there cutting throats, metaphorically speaking. I'm not really cutting any throats. But if you come in my town and you try to take my damn deal, maybe I will. Right? Right, Mama?
You will.
Yeah. Shit, I'll cut her throat for a deal. Anyway, I live off of deals.
And coffee.
Wine, coffee, and Big Mama's love. No? Anyway, folks, just mess around. But no, seriously, bring me your questions. If you have any questions, I want to help you and give some value back. You know, things have, you know, I was kind of scared the past 3-4 months. It's like, oh, shit. I really did think the wholesaling business would take off when everything happened, but no, it freaking died out. But, you know, our buy and hold mobile home parks really crushed it during COVID-19, and it made me have the realization that affordable housing is where we want to be big time. Like, we want to put all of our eggs in that basket. I don't want to diversify. I know that works. It's a proven model. I just proved it to myself the past 4 or 5 months. We literally had hardly any vacancies. We only had 2 people not pay. It's affordable housing, folks. There's more people that can afford $800 to $1,000 a month than there are people that can afford $1,500 to $2,000, right? And if you're in markets like California or Miami, where average rent in a decent area is with $3,200, $3,400, and you got condos and you're over leveraged to the wazoo in, you know, expensive real estate, where people are not going to be able to afford that unless they make, you know, $150,000, $200,000 a year. Those jobs are gonna get hosed, folks. Anybody can afford $800 to $1,000 a month. Pretty soon, government's gonna probably be mandating, you know, giving a basic, what I'm hearing, basic universal income, aka communism. Don't get me started on that, because then this live will go in. Yeah, don't get me started, because this live will go in a totally different direction, and I'll get some hate mail and people threatening my life, and yeah, all that kind of crazy stuff that these communists are trying to pull over our heads. But anyway, at the end of the day, I'm a capitalist. I'm an opportunist. You know, some people say, well, Chris, you take advantage of people. No, I don't take advantage of people, because if I don't buy the deal, somebody else will.
Well, and you're not forcing them to sell it. I mean, they're making the decision to sell it.
That's right. Well, and on top of that, what you rather...
The same reason you're pivoting to buy it is probably the same reason they're pivoting to sell it as older people. They're just like ready to start a next phase. Like, and most of those older people want to give you a deal anyway, because they've made their money time and time again. Yeah.
I mean, I go build rapport with them, go hang out with them, bring them a cup of coffee, you know, talk to them, tell them what I got going on. They want, look, good people want to help good people, right?
They want to see themselves in you. I watch them talk to you. They want to see their younger self in the new owner.
Well, and they want to see that it's going to be given to a good owner that's going to take care of it. And they know it's going to help a family that's got, you know, we got 5 kids. We're trying to make it in the world. We're trying to do big things. We're trying to, you know, live a great life. And people appreciate that, right? I know if I ever sell my portfolio, I'm 75, 80 years old, which I don't ever plan on selling my portfolio, hopefully not. But I would definitely want to sell it to somebody that I knew was, you know, going to maximize its potential. And guys, look, the baby boomer generation has so much real estate on this planet, especially in the U.S. They own so much real estate, and they're all retiring. And everything that's happened with COVID, everything that's happened in the economy, they're like, screw it. You know, I'm 69. It's time to sell. I was going to try to ride this thing out as long as I could and maybe sell in a couple of years. And like, well, shit, it may not get good for another. I might as well sell now and get something for it before then the economy gets too bad. I won't be able to get as much as I'd like. Or if I wait another 10 years and try to wait to the top of the market, I may end up, you know, not getting as much, or I'll be dead by then. So the baby boomer generation, if you don't know the baby boomer generation, it's the people, it's all the, you know, great grandfathers, World War II vets that came back from World War II. They all had kids. It's all their kids, right? So typically, I think they're like, what, 55 to 70 or something like that. I'm not sure the exact age, but Bring me some questions, Mom.
Jonathan Shank says, how is your new mobile home park going so far?
The one I just bought a couple weeks ago is fantastic. It needs zero work. Beautiful, beautiful park. I closed on another one Friday. I closed on another one in about 35 days from that, and I just put another, which was I'm closing on a 25 unit Friday. I got a 30 unit. I closed on in about 35 days, and then I've got another 56, or it was 53 or 56 units that I just put under contract literally 10 minutes ago. So mobile home parks are doing good. You know, we're trying to get to, my goal is to get to $100,000 a month passively without even looking at it, not even have to, which I don't even breathe or even look at the parks right now once we buy them. I am at the tip of the spear when it comes to finding them, negotiating them, doing due diligence, and pushing the needle forward to buy more parks. But you know, after acquisition is done, it goes over to the team, and I don't even know what happens. Like, they just do their thing, and they get them rented out, they rehab them, and we haul new trailers in. I keep an eye on them and just ask them, hey, what we got going on, who hadn't paid or who has paid. It truly is a fantastic business. It's why the majority of super wealthy people put their money in real estate passive income, because it literally, imagine, you know, soon I'll be at 100 grand a month. I was just telling my wife, I give it another year, we will be at 100 grand a month positive cash flow on all our parks, right? That's after
rentals.
debt. That's just rentals. That's not including my flips. That's not including all my wholesale stuff, all the other stuff I got going on, land development, my consulting business. You know, I do a lot of the things, but you can do it pretty quick. And the way to do it, guys, is if you ain't got money, you don't need money. You really just need a sense of urgency and a sense of direction and a sense of wanting to do this so bad that you figured out, right? Just raise private money, right? But say something, Mom.
Yeah, Nicholas is saying, can you give your take on why mobile home parks are one of your favorite asset classes to invest in? Seems like an interesting arena, maybe an untapped niche.
That's it. Well, you just said it. You just said it. It's an untapped niche, right? All your big money is chasing apartments. All your Wall Street money is chasing apartments. Maybe not anymore. They're probably on the sideline now because everything happened with COVID. You know, everybody thinks, oh, it's mobile home parks, it's trailer park trash. No, dude, it's trailer park cash. I've done apartments, I've done single family homes, I own short-term vacation rentals. Mobile home parks cash flow the best. They require the least amount of repair work. And if they do need repair work, it's minimal, right? It's a box. It's a box. They stay there longer.
They just have a bad rap because not all of them are ugly. And
no, we got some nice parks.
Yeah, if we do get an ugly one, we turn it around. Like, we don't want to be slumlords.
No.
But you can take that visual of something, just like a flip house, right? It's an ugly piece of crap, and then you make it beautiful again. So
right. Well, and then typically, historically speaking, people that are in mobile home parks, they typically stay there. The average is around 5 years, right? The turnaround time on an apartment is 14 months. And think about that. Think of the psychology of what somebody living in an apartment versus a mobile home. People in apartments, you got somebody on top of you, on the bottom of you, to the left, to the right. You constantly climbing stairs.
Well, you have a yard.
You know, you don't have a yard typically. You're sharing all this space with everybody else. Not that you're not sharing space in a mobile home park, but you have actual space in between. You might have 20, 30 foot in between each trailer, right? You have your own yard. It's more space. I mean, some of these trailers are, 12, 1,500 square feet, right? 11,000 square foot, depending on the, if it's a 16 by 80 or a 14 by 70. But it's just I find, and for people that are working class, they just like mobile homes, right? They just do, right? I don't know what it is, and I think it's an untapped source in asset class because a lot of investors just don't know about it and they're scared. And I love this. This is my favorite part. My favorite part is there's a high barrier to entry to get in. It's hard to get loans for it. It's super hard to get loans for it. I mean, I remember the first park I had to beg, plead, and pride to get the loan. But once I got the loan and I showed my books on a year later what I did to it and how much money it was making, it opened up the floodgate, right? So what does that do for me? How does that benefit me? And how is that good for you? That benefits me because there's a high barrier to entry and there's not a whole lot of competition, right? And I like to chase. Listen, I chase the 20 to 50, 60 units. The last park we bought was only 20. We're closing on, park before that I bought 40. The one we closing now is 25. Then we close another 30 unit, then another 56 unit. I hover in that, that 25 to 60 unit range. I'm not saying I won't go higher. However, big money is not going to chase 40 and 50 units or 30 units. And small money can't, they don't have, $200,000 to $400,000 to put down on a park. So what do? They play with single family homes, and they go buy a $100,000 house and put 20,000 down. So it really is, it's a niche, just like you said, it's a niche. I don't know what his name is that said that. It's a niche where I can play in a spot where there's not a whole lot of competition. And I can typically buy at a 14 cap. The last park I bought, it was a 14.8 cap. I mean, unheard of. Like, you can't do that with apartments in a great area. And it needed no work, downtown district of Zachary, right? So, I mean, that's the reason why. And it's just everything about it is cheaper to fix. If a roof goes out, I can put a brand new roof for $1,500, lifetime metal roof, never have to do it again. And people think, well, they're trailers, they fall apart. Not yes, but no. Yes, but no. I mean, I got trailers that are from 1982 that they still fine. You just keep rebuilding them. Yeah, I mean, eventually the subfloors go out. If it's got the particle board, you got to change all that out. But I mean, literally, it's nothing to fix these trailers. Literally nothing. Peanuts. Just think about it if you have a bunch of single family homes like I did. I literally had houses where tenants destroyed it. There was one house last year we lost $40,000 on. The house needed about $65,000 to repair it.
It's terrible.
They destroyed the house.
You couldn't believe how much they would destroy that house.
A lot of our single family homes, they just destroyed. If somebody destroys my mobile home, literally it might cost me $5 to $7 grand. And I'm good for another, 4 or 5 years, right? So there's the pros and cons. Like, is it as sexy looking as an apartment? No, right? But it's a cash cow, right? We're going all in with the mobile home park.
Hey, not everybody wants sexy.
No.
They need affordable.
They just need affordable, right?
Yes.
Right? So, with that said, I'm going all in with mobile home parks. I mean, simple as that. And if you got money on the sideline and you follow me and you want to come be my partner, I got a guy I'm partnered with Friday out of Canada. He gave me $250,000 to put down in this deal, right? He owns 30% of the deal. He's my partner. This ain't a fund. This ain't a, anything like that. This is an actual partnership. So if you got money on the sideline and you want to get into the game, hit me up, right? And then eventually within a year, typically, I'm not saying in every situation, but within a year we refinance. We give you all your money back, and you still own the deal, 30% of the deal in perpetuity. So we typically, on every park, just about every park we own, we've kept it, rehabbed it for a year, raised the rents, and then refinance, got all our money back. Into the deal, zero money. So.
Let's see. Mark asks, any interest in creating a subdivision? If so, where? And if not, why?
We're creating a subdivision right now in a place called Youngsville, Louisiana right now with a partner of mine.
I got a call today, and we have a little bit more engineering to do, and then we're set to start dirt work. So that's a long process. Yeah. And dealing with the city is a lot of politics, and I don't know if I would like to do it again, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's big money in it, but it's big risk. Mm-hmm. Big risk, especially when the economy collapses like this.
It takes so long because these engineers, and it's just a huge, long process.
Right.
We've been working on this for years.
Yep. But whatever you do, guys, I mean, definitely start with wholesaling. I mean, wholesaling and wholetailing, like we're crushing in that. Like we're going to crush it this month in August. I've got 2 deals. I got one deal making 120 grand, on another deal making 180. Right, on 2 wholesale deals. We're not doing anything to the house. Like literally just throw it back on MLS. Crazy numbers right now. People want to sell and move to the country. Matter of fact, the deal that I'm making really good on, the house, we paid $210 for the house. The house is worth like 400 grand. The guy just wants to sell. He's been there his whole life. Like I just want to hurry up and sell. I don't want to deal with realtors, cash, whatever. I want to take my little bit of money. I want to move to the country, and I don't want no headache. Like. Literally, people are just, they're wanting to get out of the suburbs. They're wanting to get out of the downtown areas of these major cities, and they just want to move into rural areas in the country, right? So there's going to be a huge opportunity. There's going to be a huge opportunity to help transition all these sellers that don't want to deal with realtors, who just want a quick sale. They're totally okay with you freaking making a ton of money. They're totally okay with you, you know, buying it for pennies on the dollar if you make their problem go away fast, right? Greatest opportunity in the past 12 years, guys. Guarantee. You will watch Chris Rood and Big Mama Rood get super wealthy here in the next 2 to 4 years. I will be buying a park a month, if not more. I'm gonna try to buy more if I can. Right now, we're closed on one Friday and we got 3 in the hopper. I'm trying to close on 2 a month if I can, right? But there's a lot of opportunity on the wholesale flipping and buying whole side. So don't be scared though, right? Do not be scared to go all in. Anybody can go in when things are looking good, right? That's the trick, right? That's the reverse vectors of the universe, right? It's kind of like when you like a girl too much and she don't like you. How do you think I got Big Mama? Acted like I didn't like her. True, huh? Yep. Acted like I didn't like her. And what happened? She started running after me but I really liked her, you see? I really liked her. It ain't no different than getting into, you know, investing in real estate. You got to go all in when it's hard. When, you know, you don't want to go into the game when it's easy, because everybody seems like a pro. Everybody seems like a genius. Everybody's got courage. Hey, try having courage and balls right now. That takes courage and balls.
What's the worst case? What's the worst case? I mean, you're not going to die.
No, we're not going to die. You may die financially, but shit.
We'll do it all again?
Yeah, you do it all again. Shit, I mean, fuck, I've almost died a couple times. Fuck it, right? Shit, they had to put me on cardiac arrest a couple times.
He was just drinking too much tea. That's all.
Oh, man. Yeah. Hey, this is just real talk from real investors doing real deals, guys. I know a lot of you like to follow those flashy people online that got Ferraris and Lambos and all that stuff, and that's cool and stuff, but are they doing deals? Do they have a portfolio?
Where's their assets?
Where's their assets? Is their biggest asset a used Lamborghini or Ferrari? And nothing against those guys. I got buddies that have them and they rightly deserve them. But what I'm telling you is, are you following people that all they talk about and all they flash is toys, right? And nothing against toys. I have toys. I like Jeeps, Sea-Doos, all that cool stuff. Cool.
The purpose is, how do you get the toys?
But
what do you do?
I try to give you guys a good example and why I show you all my deals. I talk about all my deals. I break down the deals. I take pictures of my deals and put them on social media. It's really not to brag. It's more to brand. Did a YouTube video on this, bragging to branding. I did that for a reason. You think I really give two shits about putting it all on social media just to brag? I mean, yeah, it strokes my ego a little bit. I don't really give two shits. I did that for a reason. I had an end game at the back end. I wanted to make sure that everyone, you guys, knew that I'm buying mobile home parks so that I can raise private capital. And so that I can eventually partner with you, and I would build credibility with you, and you would realize that I'm an expert at it, and I could expand my portfolio and bring you along with me, right? So you got to have some method to your madness, right? In the sense that you got to know what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to achieve. What is your intentions? What is the overall goal that you're trying to do? I'm trying to get to $1 million a month passively before I kick the bucket. $1 million a month passively. Yeah, that's $12 million a year. That's my intention. I'd have to buy literally, 3 or 4 deals per month for the next maybe, 20, 30 years. I can do it with your help, and I'm gonna bring you along with me. So, but at the end of the day, it's a slow game, right? This is why I always push you guys to start with wholesaling and flipping first. Not flipping, wholesaling first. Learn the game of wholesaling. It will prime you. Wholesaling is like the ABCs, the 1, 2, 3. It's like going to elementary school and learning the basics. You need to learn the basics: how to negotiate, how to market direct to seller to find a deal, right? How to pull a list, how to find these off-market deals, yeah, right? Once you have that foundation in place, dude, you're golden. After that, you're just gonna take off, right? Any questions, Big Mama?
Well, going in from what you just said, Daniel said, at what point do you transition wholesaling to mobile home parks? What about just starting with mobile home parks?
When you save $100,000, then, take that money, buy a little smaller park, maybe buy like a little 8 to 10 unit, 20 unit, if you leverage in, you can buy a $500,000 park with 100,000, so you might be able to buy a low 25 unit, not in the best area. It depends on, if it's only 25 units and you're paying $500,000, it's probably not in the greatest area, but don't overdo it, right? Maybe you start off with a low 10 unit, but you definitely want to invest your money. You definitely don't want to keep all that cash. Like right now, with with Federal Reserve printing money like it's crazy, and like they're going to print until the cows come home. They're not going to stop printing until all the problems of the U.S., all the financial problems, until they reliquefy the economy. They're not going to stop printing. What does that mean for you? That means your purchasing power, your dollar, is not going to buy as many goods and services, because it's supply and demand. It's when you have something that's over plentiful, it's what happens. It's not as valuable, right? If we keep just printing money and stimulating the economy. Now, there is a caveat to that. We're the world reserve currency, so the reason we don't have hyperinflation right now, hadn't had it since when they even started printing in 2008, is because we're the world reserve currency, and that the rest of the world takes our dollars. So they're able to spread out all the liquidity, because demand for the dollar around the world is so high. That's why we don't see hyperinflation, right? But as soon as we lose our world reserve currency and we keep printing like we're doing, you can hang that shit up. There's no way we won't have hyperinflation. But until everybody stops taking the dollar, they can really just keep printing as much as they want. And you should take it. All these stimulus packages, all the PPP, take it. You pay taxes. Like, the bankers take it. The big corporations take it. Why wouldn't you take it? Take all the free money. Don't go buy a bunch of fucking Jordans and freaking big screen TVs and freaking Lambos with it. Go buy you some assets. Go buy you some passive income right now, because honestly, when times are tough, right, like this, your passive income in affordable housing, it's the lowest common denominator. It's the lowest, bottom, most important thing in your life is your house and where you live. Everybody has to have a place to live, just like everybody has to have food. Everybody has to have water, right? It's a necessity. If you're into necessities and you got enough of it, no matter what the country does, as long as it's not super high end, you're gonna make it through all this bullshit. So
I missed a question from Joby. I'm from Texas, looking to invest in a foreclosed $60,000 3-2 1,600 square foot. Doesn't need much work. Want to use it as a rental. Should I put 20% down for a lower mortgage and higher cash flow, or 5% conventional and use the rest of the cash to look for other properties?
Well, that's a good question. If you can get away with a really super low interest rate loan, fixed at 30-year at like 3.5%, you don't have to put 20% down, because it's like free money, right? Hold on to that cash and just hold it for a rainy day, or hold it for a bigger and better deal. Now, if you're only getting, say, 15-year amortization or 20-year amortization at 6% or 5%, and your note's kind of high, I'd go ahead and put that 20% down. Don't over leverage. But here's the thing. Listen, if you're buying direct to seller and you're capturing enough equity, and you're, buying deals deeply discounted enough using the wholesale method that I teach in my coaching program, you don't really ever have to put any money down, because, well, you may have to put money down to buy the deal, but you can refinance later and get it all back because you captured so much equity on the front end, right? Case in point, the last deal I bought in that mobile home park I bought 3 weeks ago, right? I paid 1.1. It needs no work, and it appraised for 1.485. I captured $400,000 of equity. Now, I still put 20% down. I put $220,000 down in that deal. However, the bank said he'll refinance it and give me back all of my money in 6 months, all of it, right? And I'm gonna still be into the deal at 1.1, and it's still going to be worth. And it's actually probably worth 1.6 when I finish with it, because we're going to raise the rents. I'm adding another trailer in there. So my equity position always stays super heavy, not even by putting money down, by capturing equity on the front end, by going direct to seller, knowing how to negotiate, and knowing how to, get deals from motivated sellers, or from people that are willing to sell their properties at a huge discount, right?
Cassandra was asking, when we buy the mobile homes, she didn't understand that some mobile home parks are just lot rent and some you can own the mobile home parks too. There's both options.
Yep. So you got lot renting, and you've got you have tenant owned parks, and you have park owned parks, right? So we like to own a lot of the trailers because I mean the rents, you can make triple or quadruple the amount of money. But it depends on what season of life you're in. If you're more of a passive presence, in the sense like you don't have time to go check on things, you don't have management,
you don't have a team.
You don't have a team like I do. I mean, we have 7-8 people that just work on. We have 3 girls in the office, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 people that work on the trailers that run around all of Louisiana and Florida that work on. Actually, not Florida because we have a separate team out there, but just in Louisiana that work on our stuff out here. Now that's a business, right? It takes coordination, and if you got a job, right, and you're trying to do all that, that may not be the right thing to do. You may just want to do lot rent, right, and just collect. Like the one I'm buying right now, the one I just put in a contract 30 minutes ago. It's all lot rent. It's 56 units. They pay $250 a month, all lot rent, 100% lot rent. Like it's literally just it prints money every month. You don't have to do any work. If something breaks, it's not on you. It's on the owners, right?
But you can transfer.
But I'm gonna transfer all that to I'm gonna eventually own all the trailers. I'm gonna eventually slowly either kick them out or buy their trailers from them, or it's kind of a shitty thing to say. You probably.
Well, you give them the option.
Give them the option. I'll buy it. Like you can either move your trailer, I can buy it, or I can go up on your rent, one or the other. But we only buy trailer parks, or typically buy them where the lot rent is super low, right? Where there's some there's a little bit of there's some value add. There's some what I call uncaptured appreciated rents, where I know I can raise the rents, right? Next question, Big Mama.
What are your thoughts on buying silver?
You know what I like silver? I used to have a bunch of silver.
Yeah.
I sold it. Here's the thing, though. That's a super rich man's game. Gold and silver is a super rich man's game. I'm not a super rich guy, right? I do well. I built a substantial portfolio, but I'm not. I wouldn't call myself super wealthy. I'm talking if you worth a couple $100 million, and you got, you're liquid. Maybe you got $20-30 million liquid. It's probably a good idea to store some of that liquid cash, that liquidity, in some gold and silver to hedge against the dollar, because you don't want to be all in dollars. Like if you're a billionaire, or you worth, like I said, a couple $100 million, maybe you got $2 billion in cash, right? I remember, J.P. Morgan a while back, or it was a Chase. They ended up buying I think they bought $2 billion worth of silver bullion, right? Why do you think they did that? Because they have too much dollars. They have too much liquidity. I'm not in a position where I've got $20-30 million cash. I got a substantial amount of cash, but I ain't got nothing like that. What I do have is I have a lot of real estate wealth. I have a lot of net wealth, right? Net worth wealth. What I owe on my properties is far less than what it's worth, right? I have phenomenal equity positions on all of my properties. Why? Basically from using the wholesale model. But for silver, I mean, here's just how I look at silver. I can't eat silver, right? I can't eat gold. For the common man like you and me that follows me, you better off buying a bunch of food, buying food into the future, right? Because especially if you got kids, right? But I wouldn't recommend buying a bunch of silver and gold right now. I would, if I were you follow me, you make a couple $100,000 a year, you maybe got a couple 100,000 savings, or 50,000, maybe you got $1 million. I would invest in the other precious metals right now. That's 9mm, 45 caliber, 40 caliber, 5.56, 308, and 22. The other precious metals.
Yeah, he tried to sneak them in today.
Sneak what in, Mom?
You went to the gun store today, and you was sneaking in bags of, what was that?
Oh,
bullets?
That was precious metals. That was.
It was like me with my Target bags.
It's precious metals. No, I'm kind of a gun freak kind of prepper. I think that holds its value better than anything else. I mean, look, at the end of the day, We have a societal collapse. We have a financial collapse. You look at Argentina, you look at Venezuela. At least for me, where I'm from, I'd much rather have a bunch of ammunition that I can hunt so I can feed my family. I can't, you know, let's be real. What I'm gonna do, go up to the grocery store and say, here's my silver dollars, here's my gold, and on top of that gold it's 2,000 an ounce. But I mean, how I'm gonna break that up if I'm gonna buy some toilet paper and a couple steaks, right? Especially toilet paper, right? Silver is worth, I think, what is it? Silver's up to $22, $23, $24 an ounce. I mean, if you are gonna buy anything, I would definitely buy silver, not gold, but I'd rather buy food. I'd rather buy ammunition. I'd rather buy guns for home defense. Here's the thing. If you got a bunch of gold and silver and people know you got gold and silver and those people got a bunch of lead, the other precious metals, guess who's coming to get you gold and silver? You can't shoot silver and gold. The other precious metals can be fired, right? They can be shot. And that's a shitty thing to say, but that's the reality of things, right? That's just the cold, hard truth. I mean, look what's going on in Chicago right now. Look what's going on in Portland right now. Those are all democratically ran states where, you know, the gun laws, there's hardly, nobody's got guns. The citizens aren't even armed, right? You can't get away with the shit that's going on in these other communist style ran cities in certain parts of the country where I own homes in Louisiana, Alabama, and Florida. It's the deep South. Like we're all, you know, constitutional loving, gun toting, freedom loving Americans, right? And that includes black, white, Chinese, purple, Martians, everybody. Like everybody's got guns around here. So it's just a different atmosphere. You know, I want to better protect my family. I don't want to be running around with a bunch of gold and silver. Now, hey, in 20 years, 10 years, I'm a billionaire. I may be talking to you different. I may be saying, hey, yeah, go buy a bunch of gold and silver. But here's another thing. This is why I don't own gold and silver. This is the main reason why I don't own gold and silver. Gold and silver does not cash flow anything, guys. It does not cash flow anything. It's purely speculation based off appreciation or depreciation of that asset or that precious metal. You're basically gambling. You're not in control of. I want cash flow and I want it now. That's why I invest everything I got into real estate. The rest goes into, you know, real estate and guns, right? And some bullets and a bunch of food, right? That's all I need. I want stuff that cash flows. So I'd rather, you know, what's better than real estate? It cash flows and it appreciates if you buy the right real estate. It cash flows and it appreciates. Gold and silver just appreciates or depreciates. And it only does well if the dollar is doing really bad, right? If the dollar's doing good, then it doesn't. I mean, look, for the longest time, gold wasn't doing that great for a while. It did good in, you know, I think 2009 and 10 for a little while, but then it went back down once the dollar stabilized, once we got through that, you know, that crisis, that financial crisis of 2008. So I hope that makes sense on the silver and gold.
I'm not sure I want to start talking about Mike's question because I don't want you getting on a rampage.
What is it? Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. I'm kind of...
What do you think of states fining and jailing people who don't take the vaccine?
Horseshit. Come on.
I mean,
That's
Trump's
communist.
saying he's not going to.
That's communism, guys. You go close that door, Big Mama. See this. That's communism, guys. 100% communism. If you don't know anything about history, you need to study it. What's happening now, look, I'm a huge advocate of history. I'm not just talking on my ass when you hear me talk about this. Big Mama's my proof. I literally read dozens and dozens of books, watch hundreds of hours of documentaries on history. This is an exact duplication of the Bolshevik Revolution that happened in 1917 in Russia. They're trying to overthrow this country. They want a new world order. Just look it up. It's all in their writings. This ain't shit I'm making up. All you got to do is read what they talk about, right? Read what they talk about. This is more control, power, and it's just, it's corruption, right? I'm not taking a vaccine, and none of my kids are taking a vaccine. Let me ask you something. All you worrywarts out there that take a flu shot every year, has that stopped the flu? No, it hasn't. And it never will. It's a big money racketing con game. The flu has not even been stopped. Flu, like the last couple of years, the flu's been so out of control.
Yeah.
But it's because everybody's taking flu shots. The flu has been proven the flu shot gives you more flu. What you don't understand about that? Like, it's not. It's like common sense is out the door. We believe whatever the government programming tells us. It's all craziness, right?
Well, I've lost all trust. I've lost all trust in. I, I've lost trust in vaccines. There's
All the studies that had come out, the mercury they put in it, all the crazy chemicals they put in it, all the people, all these poor kids. 1 out of 10 kids right now is autistic. I'm sorry, 1 out of 30. What is it?
no. Well, I read
used
in
to be
2014 that was 1 out of 45 kids.
In 2014, it's 1 out of 30 now in 2020. Back 100 years ago, it was like 1 out of 1,000. What has changed since then, folks? What has changed? We went from getting 1 to 2 vaccinations when we were kids to now these poor kids get 10, 12, 20 vaccinations. Why? It's the perfect business model, right? It's the perfect business model. It's guaranteed.
Heavy metals.
Hold on, let me
their
finish.
little bitty bodies cannot detox, and it literally fries their brain.
It fries their brain. And I have a passion about this because I feel like a couple of my kids have been affected by these vaccinations. So do I agree with any of this? No. I'll take a bullet before I take a vaccination, and none of my kids will get it.
And we also train our bodies to take care of themselves.
Yeah, we take care of ourselves, right? We don't pump ourselves full of sugar every day. We don't freaking drink soda pops every day. We fast. We eat healthy fats. We work out. We eat healthy proteins. We eat we do vitamins, sun. I mean, we're in a good environment. Like, dude, it ain't rocket science, guys. Don't believe all this bullshit. You got to realize when you hear somebody tell you something, is it coming from pure good intentions, and is there a vested interest in them telling you what they're telling you? Meaning, when all these scientists come out and tell you that you got to take this vaccination, or Fauci says you got to do this and you got to do that, ask yourself, how does he benefit? And he benefits by, isn't it a conflict of interest, guys, that he owns stock in all these vaccination companies that are coming out with all these new vaccinations? He owns stock in all of them. That's a huge conflict of interest. You got to. It's all about money, guys. Like, if you hadn't figured that out, if you haven't figured that the world is ran, this is an economic planet. Everything's ran on money. Everything, whether you like that or not. It's a shitty thing to say, but it's the truth. People do things out of greed for money, including you and me. Don't even try to lie. I do things because I want money. You do things because you want money. Now, am I going to lie, steal, cheat, and be unethical in people and hurt people to get money? No. The problem with these big vax companies is they've become multi-billion-dollar companies with immunity from being sued, immunity from the government stopping them, the government pushing their vaccinations, making them mandatory. It's the perfect business model. And so they got greedier and greedier, and they wanted to put more vaccinations out because every vaccination they put out, every baby that's born has to take it, and it's another $100. And if you got 100,000 people being born a day times, $100, you do the math and all that, it's the biggest freaking profitable business that you can have.
Well, they have the schools forcing you to get,
forcing it. It's
a
just
vaccine record, and then they have doctors saying we don't have the same doctor anymore because he will not see anybody who won't vaccinate. So.
And look, you may not agree with everything I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to. Like, you may be a pro-vaccination.
Well, the thing is, you should have the ability to choose what you think is right for you in the story.
Yep. Anyway, we went off on a tangent, but hey.
Don't get us started on the subject because.
But just look at all the kids that supposedly have ADD, ADHD, dyslexia, autism, dysgraphia, dyslexia. What's the other I'm missing that we thought Alex might have? What was it? There's a thing called Asperger's.
Is it
Asperger's. But all these symptoms, like where these kids are like acting like something, like there's all kind of issues with them, right? Tons of issues with them, and they never had this, right? They never had this when I was growing up. And what's the only one thing that's changed since the 80s? The number of vaccinations. 10x fold, 20x fold, 30x more vaccinations than we used to get when we were younger, right? So what else? I mean, what else could it be, right? It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. But I digress. What's the next question, Mama?
I appreciate you responding and terrified me. Yeah, it does with us too. Jason says, my son is autistic. There hasn't been any significant safety studies in decades. When there's a government program to pay out injured people and you cannot sue the vaccine companies, there's a huge problem.
There's a
That's
huge
exactly
problem.
right.
That's exactly what we just talked about. They're immune from litigation. They have immunity. It's totally, it's crazy, right? It's absolute insanity. What's the next question?
Joby's asking about an LLC. Is it necessary?
No, it's not necessary to do it right away. Not when you're wholesaling. Yeah, you just get some deals done. Once you get a business going, then do it. Then get your LLC going. But guys, if you want to learn all this, listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm the best in the business. If you don't think I'm the best in the business, come hang out with me for a day or two. Come see how we operate our whole company. And if you got a guru who thinks he's better than me, tag him in this post, and I would love to tag him in the post. I mean, if he thinks he's better at showing you how to do deals, hey, I'm a pretty prideful guy. Like I think I'm good at what I do. I know how good I am. So if you want to be taught by the best of the best, go to chrisrood.com or inbox me. I will teach you, and I won't hold nothing back, guys. I've got students all over the country that have made millionaires. And I've got this all over my website. I've got testimonials. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm going to make you a millionaire. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you it's possible. But this business is hard. Do I have a lot of students that fail? Absolutely. What's the failure on entrepreneurship? It's pretty high, right? Because it's so hard. But that's what makes this business so valuable, because it's so hard, right?
Ryan De Laurentiis, Chris knows his shit.
That's right. Appreciate that, Ryan. Ryan's one of my students from...
He's feeling it.
I mean, Ryan's freaking, yeah. Ryan is crushing it over there in Canada. Ryan's over there in... he's in London over there, killing it. So, any other questions, Big Mama? But the whole point of this live, we want to get into, political stuff, but business is about to get really, really good, folks. If you want to get in, inbox me. It's going to get really, really good. I promise you. And you want to move with speed and certainty. I'm validating you. This is the right time to do it. If you need some validation, you need somebody to tell you that this is the right time to go all in, I'm telling you, I've been doing real estate for a while now. I've been waiting for a moment like this for a while. This is go time. This is the time to get in. But you got to move with speed, guys. We got maybe 2 years where we can, mop up and do really, really well in this business, and then the market will rebound, and then things will be back to normal, and it'll be hard again. But it's all timing. Real estate and investing is all timing, right? Waiting for that opportunity to rise and being an opportunist, right? That's all I am. I'm just an opportunist, right? Check out my lights I got outside, guys.
Excuse me?
What?
Your lights?
Just Big Mama put up those lights. But anyway, Mama, we're gonna take a few more questions and we'll call it a day, guys. But just wanted to hop on, reassert what's going on in our business. Things are really picking up. I look forward to what's gonna happen here in the next couple of years. Yeah, are we nervous? Are we kind of scared of what's going on? Yes and no, right? Yes, in a sense that I'm worried about this country. I'm worried about my freedoms. I'm worried about the country my kids are going to grow up in. But no, in a sense that I know there's going to be massive opportunity, and I'm going to leave a dent on this planet and this world, that I can make a massive impact on my kids and leave them way better off than when they first started in the family, right? So, and you should want to do the same thing. You should want to leave a legacy to your kids, and there's no better way than to do it through real estate. No better way, period. Businesses are hard to start. They're hard to run. They're hard to maintain. Service companies, product lines. Real estate, a lot of it runs itself in a sense. It's just very streamlined. It's not as difficult and complicated as running, say, a mechanic shop like I ran for 12 years of my life, right? So.
Joby says, wholesaling, flipping, or renting, ? Which would you think would be the best way to start? I just can't get my head around the wholesaling and how to be successful with it.
Well, inbox me. I can help you with that. And yeah, I mean, that's why I have a coaching program. Like, get a coach, guys. Like, I got a coach. I didn't figure all this stuff out on my own. Like, I got coaches.
You didn't just get one coach.
No, I got three. I hired 3 coaches back to back to back. Like, right, I wanted to know how to do this, right? And we freaking crushed it. And I got super hyper focused on it, and I got so good at it that, literally my coaches asked me to go work in their sales department. So with that said, hire a coach. Why you want to work so hard? all you're going to do is condense time and collapse time to get where you are now to where you want to be immediately. Anything else, Mama?
Victor said he'll inbox you. He's interested.
Yeah, inbox me, but definitely start with wholesaling, flipping, and wholetailing. That's pretty much my course. What it can, what it's made up of, and a lot of entrepreneurial skill sets, personal development, and I have a whole nother course on investing in mobile home parks if that's what you're interested in, and maybe you just want to do that, right? So.
Well, this leads up to Nancy's question on why you should hire a coach. Nancy goes, "Did you ever make a bad deal before you hired a coach?"
Before I hired a coach, yes. We lost money on a lot of deals last year. I say a lot, like 4 deals. I lost $40,000 on one deal because I paid too much for it, didn't know what I was doing. Back in like 2010, I bought that deal like 10 years ago, or maybe 8 years ago. I lost a lot of money in that deal. Lost $3,000 here, $5,000 there, $6,000 here, just paying too much for deals, right? When you start a wholesaling business, you don't pay too much for deals. You know how to buy right. I literally have not lost any money on any deals since I started buying wholesale and going deeply discounted, going straight direct to seller. Have not lost money on deal since then.
And he even converts it on other things like vintage cars, motorcycles, bikes. He transfers the wholesale method to everything.
Everything I do. Like, I don't buy anything for, go put the lights on that. I don't buy anything for retail. It's a skill set that transcends and will galvanize over into other ways of negotiating, right? Why would you ever pay full price for anything when you know?
Well, don't lie, because we do pay full price for some things.
We pay full price for things that we really want that are like rare.
Yeah.
That are rare, like beach house, right? I paid full price on my beach house in Destin. However, the house is worth almost a third more than what I paid for it 2 years ago, right? Because it was such a rare item. But overall, I hardly ever pay full retail for anything. Everything I buy is discounted.
Do you believe?
The name of the game is motivated sellers, guys. There's always a motivated seller, and it takes work to find that motivated seller. It's not taking advantage of somebody because it takes work to go out, and it's easier just to go pay for some full retail. It takes work to go find a deal, right? That's the payoff, is capturing equity. Simple as that. What's the next question?
Do you believe in Dave Ramsey's theory about being debt-free and staying out of debt?
No, not possible. No, in some things.
Not for people like you.
Not for people like me. No, if you're a real estate guy, no. How are you going to be a real estate guy and stay debt free? It's not possible. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying
on a fixed income.
Yeah, if you're buying if I'm using debt to get more cash flow, that's smart debt. If I'm using debt to get more prideful because I got a Lambo or I got Jordans or I got something I shouldn't be buying, it's materialistic or it's consumerism, yeah, that's stupid debt, right? But all the debt I don't have any personal debt, like zero. The only personal debt I have is my house and my car. That's not even personal debt, that's business debt. I don't have any personal debt besides the house I live in, right? And I don't owe but half of what this house is worth. So anyway, yeah, I don't believe in Dave Ramsey's. If you're gonna play small and you're gonna live that mediocre life of playing scared and no debt and you're never gonna be able to get ahead of yourself, then yeah, that's your game. But that's not my game. Like I'm looking to be worth a couple $100 million in the next 5-10 years, right? And I can't do that by not getting any debt, guys. Let's be real. Oh, excuse me.
Ryan Delarentis says, Chris, I'm just at the office finishing up on a couple new deals we just got, and they're gonna take us to $2 million in revenue this year.
Dude, that's fantastic, dude. See, that's one of my students, Ryan Delarentis. Just confirmed for you guys, he'll do $2 million. He was one of my students. I think he started about 2.5 years ago. 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, and now he's gonna make. He's on track to do $2 million this year.
And he took a huge risk because he left his hometown. Right?
And he quit his job.
Left his hometown, moved to a better area,
and went full time doing real estate. But he's a hustler, right? Now I can sit and tell you, this ain't an easy business. Like the dude works. Anything else, Mama?
I live in Boston. The market is still hot for overpaying.
Yep.
The market
is still. No, you're right. The market is still hot in a lot of areas, but yeah, just I would find a market that's not so hot, and definitely keep your powder dry, so to speak, and wait. That there's going to be a lot of opportunity. There's still going to be a lot of opportunity. So
I think that's about
that's it.
all of them.
Well, folks, we're going to call it a night. Hey, appreciate you coming on. Hey, if somebody needed to hear this, if this inspired you, tag somebody, share it. I'd love to coach you. If you're interested in, come and be a part of my program, inbox me. Just go to Chris Rood and inbox me. What's up, Angel? Where's the mobile home parks, Angel? Been waiting for you to call me. Anyway, go to chrisrood.com, and I'll see you in the next live. Anything else, Big Mama?
Nope, I'm
Peace.
good.
All right. See y'all later. Good night.